out. But the good news? You can absolutely win this fight. So here's our game plan. First, we're going to understand the enemy, what damp really is. Then we'll meet our top 5 champions in the fight against it. We'll put them head-to-head in a really clear comparison, figure out exactly how you can choose the right.
So, you're a homeowner, which means you've probably had that little nagging worry in the back of your mind about damp. It's one of those sneaky problems that can turn into a massive headache, right? Well, today, we're going to arm you with everything you need to know to fight back. Let's get right into it.
Because let's be honest, behind that bit of peeling wallpaper or that kind of musty smell you catch sometimes, something is silently at work. Damp isn't just an eyesore. It's more like an invader, threatening the health of your home from the inside out. But the good news? You can absolutely win this fight. So here's our game plan. First, we're going to understand the enemy, what damp really is. Then we'll meet our top 5 champions in the fight against it. We'll put them head-to-head in a really clear comparison, figure out exactly how you can choose the right one, and then we'll wrap up with the most important takeaways.
All right, first things first, we really need to get a handle on what we're up against. Why is dealing with damp so incredibly important?
You know that dark patch on the wall? Yeah, think of that as just the tip of the iceberg. The stuff you can see, that's just a clue. It's pointing to a much bigger problem that could be growing, totally unseen, right inside the structure of your house.
And the consequences? They're serious. We're talking real structural damage, moisture rotting your timber, making plaster just crumble away. Then you've got the health issues. Mold releases spores into the air, which can cause some nasty respiratory problems. On top of that, it tanks your property value. And, because damp walls are cold walls, your heating bills start to creep up. So yeah, it hits your health, your home, and your wallet.
Okay, enough with the doom and gloom. Let's get to the good part and meet the heroes of our story. These are the 5 key materials that the pros and savvy homeowners just like you use to stop damp dead in its tracks. First up, we have the chemical DPC injection. Now, I love this analogy. Think of it as a vaccine for your walls. It's this specialized cream that gets injected into the brickwork, and it slowly spreads out to create this continuous water-repellent barrier. It's a really high-tech fix for a very specific problem called rising damp.
Next, we've got the damp-proof membrane. This one is simple, but wow, is it effective. It's basically a super heavy-duty raincoat that you install on your walls or your floors. It creates a physical barrier that's just impenetrable. It completely separates that damp wall from all your nice new interior finishes.
Our third contender is waterproof render. This is like giving your walls a suit of armor. It's a special cement-based mix that goes on kind of like plaster, and it creates this tough, breathable, and totally waterproof shield. It's a fantastic way to block moisture that's trying to get through the wall itself.
Then there is the exterior water-repellent coating. This stuff is pretty cool, actually. It's a clear liquid you paint on the outside of your house. It soaks into the brick and basically makes the surface hydrophobic. And the result? Rainwater literally beads up and just rolls right off. Just like water on a freshly waxed car. And finally, number 5, anti-condensation paint. This one tackles a totally different kind of damp. It's got these special little insulating microspheres in it that help keep the wall's surface just a tiny bit warmer. And that small temperature difference is often all it takes to stop the moisture in your room's air from condensing on the walls, which is what causes that classic black mold you see in corners.
Okay, so we've met the team. Now for the main event. How do they actually stack up against each other? Let's get down to it and break down the real-world strengths, the weaknesses, and yeah, the costs.
This table really lays out all the trade-offs. You can see right away that things like the chemical injection and the render, those are definitely jobs for a pro, but they're going to last you a long, long time. The membrane, that's the lifetime solution, but it comes with a higher price tag. Then, on the other end of the scale, you've got your DIY-friendly options. The exterior coating is great for penetrating damp, and the anti-condensation paint is a low-cost, easy fix for condensation. You just have to redo it more often. The key thing here is there's no single best choice. It all depends on your problem and your budget.
So with all that info, how do you actually make the call? Well, it's really all about asking the right questions. Let's walk through a super simple framework that'll get you to the right answer for your home.
First, and honestly this is the most important step, you have to be a detective. Are you seeing signs down low near the floor like a tide mark stain? That's almost certainly rising damp. Or are you seeing random damp patches on the walls or mold growing in cold corners? That's pointing you towards penetrating damp or condensation.
And this shows you the big difference. Rising damp comes from the ground up, while the others come through the walls from the outside, or form on them from the inside.
So here's your 4-step plan. Number 1, figure out your damp type using those clues we just talked about. 2, be real about your budget. What can you actually spend? 3, decide if this is a job you can handle yourself or if you need to call in an expert. And 4, think about the long game. Are you looking for a 20-year solution or is a 5-year fix okay for now? If you answer these 4 questions, I promise you it'll point you directly to the right material from our list.
Whew, we have covered a lot of ground. So let's boil all of this down into the most critical points that you absolutely need to remember.
Here it is, 3 simple rules. First, diagnosis before prescription. You have to know your enemy before you choose your weapon. Second, remember there is no silver bullet. The best material is simply the one that's right for your specific issue. And third, it's a balancing act. Your perfect solution is right there at the intersection of what you can afford, how long you need it to last, and whether or not you can do it yourself. And all of that leaves us with one final question for you to think about. Now that you're armed with all this knowledge, you can actually make a smart, informed decision. So, what's it going to be for your home? Is its best defense a satisfying weekend project you can tackle yourself? Or is it a call to an expert for a long-term, guaranteed fix? The choice now is yours. Thanks for joining me.